Welcome. I'm Cynthia Greer, and I'm talking about abusive twin flame connections. This is something that very few twins in separation want to face because they choose to remain in denial about why they are being blocked, ghosted, and completely treated like someone who is less than human. Many spiritual practitioners believe these are false twin flames and that your real twin flame would never do anything on an abusive level to hurt you. They would be attentive and meeting your needs on every level. Well, that is true if your twin flame is highly evolved and they have made a conscious commitment to do what it takes to overcome the challenges on the earth plane and be in a true physical relationship with you. The other end of the spectrum is that they would possibly have raised their vibratory level into the state of ascension, which is at mastery level, such as beloved Jesus, beloved Saint Germain, and many other ascended masters, which would indicate that there would be no need for them to have another earthly embodiment. And that does happen. There are cases of that where one twin is lagging behind the other. And so they're going to have several lifetimes in which they will gain the opportunity through challenges and hardships to come up to that vibratory level. But in a majority of cases, many twin flames are embodied on the earth at the same time to be given the opportunity to evolve and grow at a soul level, as well as come into union with their twin flame to meet those challenges on the earth plane together and grow towards their eternal ascension. I am the author of Spiritually Single in Sickness and Health, A Woman's Guide to Healing at a Soul Level, Twin Flames Beyond the Veil of Illusion, and the sequel to that book. In the work that I do, I talk about abuse. In my twin flame writing, I talk about dark twins, twins that have chosen to take an abusive path because they are under the illusion of the demonic forces. Now, there are many different levels of this. They can range from entity attachments that do come through narcissistic patterns, through intellectual elitism, straight logical thinking, that does always involve many levels of narcissistic abuse. This can be brought on from many circumstances. One of them is actually someone who has fallen under abuse to hallucinogenics or other herbal remedies that I don't need to mention that are legal, as well as even prescription drugs. And all of this does tamper with the brain, and it causes individuals to go into a high of megalomania at one point, where they feel that they can go out and absolutely lick the world and put everybody under their thumb. And some make it a lifelong endeavor because they stay on these megalomania highs for quite some time. But eventually, what goes up must come down. I always say this. And when that individual crashes to the ground, the reality has set in that they are indeed alone, even though they may be in a relationship with the wrong partner, have a lot of prestige, a lot of friends, and be socially accepted. They may feel that a part of them is missing. And this is where the hope comes in with the twin who is at a higher level of evolvement than the twin who maybe isn't even seeing that this is a twin flame connection, or maybe they do, but they just don't want to risk what they have in life, or they're too fragmented at a soul level to even begin to develop a solid relationship. This is when twin flames have to really face the truth and look at where their energy is going. Because you can spin your wheels for years, staying in the hope that this abuser is going to change and come around. The light is going to go on. They're going to repent and do a 100-degree turnaround. 9 times out of 10, on this earth plane, in this lifetime, if someone has chosen the path of abuse, it is not going to happen. The odds are too great that once they do come into their union with their twin, any bliss that they have is not going to last for very long. It's going to be revealed. It has to be revealed because twins were created to live a high-value life. And whether or not people want to hear this or believe it, it is all about spiritual development at a soul level with both twins. And you cannot be equally yoked. All blocking, all cutting off of contact, when communication is not there, and your twin makes themselves unavailable to you, either because they have chosen another relationship or they simply do not want to deal with the twin flame issue, or they don't believe in it, whatever the case may be. You are setting yourself up to be a victim of abuse. And what does that do for your self-esteem? And that bleeds in to every aspect of your life. Because time that you waste on going over this again and again and again is energy that is being sucked out of you, that is going to affect your livelihood, your creative abilities, and your mental abilities as well. And this means when you constantly stay in those cycles of abuse, that your own intelligence is not going to develop to the highest level to understand what the path of ascension is really all about. Another thing that I come across, and this happens usually 3 to 4 times a week, is women who have abusive tendencies themselves on the twin flame journey, dealing with a twin flame who is ghosting and blocking, or they may be in a physical situationship where the sex and the companionship is hit and miss, and there is no commitment. Yet they are adamant that they're going to convince me that this is going to be the union of the century and that they are going to be together, and they will actually argue that fact with me and tell me I have not a clue as to what I'm talking about, because I talk about spirituality and life in general, which has nothing to do with the twin flame journey. Well, that is unrealistic, because the twin flame journey has everything in the world to do with real life, every aspect of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the unpleasant, illness, disabilities, death, aging parents, handicapped children, you name it. And to believe that you are going to go through life untouched by any of this is to remain in illusion. And this is why in my writing I bring up my own life situations that I have experienced in order to trigger you to look at your own life so that you can truly see where you are at this point and what it's going to take you to get to the next level of your evolvement. Because this is what it is all about. So if you are sitting in a position where you are in great sorrow because you are being treated less than human, you need to think about the mentality level that you are at, because that is the mentality level of an abused woman. A woman who would openly go into a marriage or a live-in situation with someone who is not loving, not nurturing, or if they are, it's only shown in the bedroom at certain times or through love bombing, but it isn't consistent. You need to think about that and why that kind of lifestyle appeals to you. Because when you come into your own spirituality, your own mind, your self-confidence, you can be in dire financial straits. You can be facing many challenges in your life, but you will gain the tenacity to overcome it. Hold your head up and live a high-value life, whether or not you are in a union with your twin flame or in a place in the world that you feel would put you into a higher level with more opportunity. Never forget that all of that takes time. Authentic people who serve the great doctors of the world, the brilliant artists, the therapists, the spiritual advisors, are those who are seasoned with a wealth of experience behind them. They're going to look at life on every level. I leave you with this. I'm sending you great love and many blessings.